laser focusing on you, James. We played a lot of TTRPGs together.
We have,
but and that's a lot of that has been within this group.
Yes.
But if you were to pick your dream play group to play a tabletop role-playing game with, who would it be? Anyone, alive or dead?
Oh my goodness, what a question. What a question. Well, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Who would you pick? Because you've got sort of the pantheon of actual players, and I'm sure there are people out there screaming like, Matt Mercer, of course, why would you just play with the Critical Role guys? But I'm not like that at all. Do you know what? The first person who came to my mind was actually Richard O'Brien. I did mention him earlier, but I've always been a big fan of Richard O'Brien. I think he would be a hoot. I think he'd be very... I'd like to see him play maybe a sort of rogue or something like that. I'd like to see what kind of character he... but we already have this man, really. We have the youthful embodiment of him. But and I'm not just saying the cast of Flash Gordon, but Brian Blessed would be amazing to have at the table. I'd really love to meet him. And again, just let him go. What character would he be? And he'd get confused about the rules, and he'd shout a lot, and he'd get very passionate into it. What am I talking about? It's Drum. So the third person would be Drum. I would like to have the double. I want young Blessed and old Blessed at the same table, because I want to pick someone totally random from history and be like Bodicea. But she might have been really boring. She could have actually been a very dull person.
She might have been really boring.
Yeah, she could have been really boring. She's just talking about her chariots all the time with the blades on the wheels, and we get it. And yes, you hate the Romans.
That's it. You have to play the game on her chariots. That's the deal. Like, if you can't play on the chariots, you got a crit fail, you fall off. That's it. Game over.
That would be hilarious.
I mean, she's historically proven to be bad at set piece battles. Like, she's not going to do well over sort of a D&D kind of battle. I'll give a question to Ross, because I like a Ross moan. Tell me one thing in RPGs that bugs you. What is your bugbear in RPGs? What is the one thing that just
adding up all the time, adding up every time. You're like,
Ross, do you want to take a moment to think about this? Because I'm not sure.
No, I was in set 5 for maths. So I had 3 other people in my class, and set 5 was the lowest. And I hate maths, and I hate doing all the numbers. 20 plus another 70. Okay, I've got a 37. Yes, I got it that time, but obviously I wouldn't usually. This is turning into an Alan Partridge rant. But yes, probably the maths. Like, if you could cut out the maths and have less maths, that would be great.
Less maths.
You cut out the maths and have less maths.
There we go. I would. Maths. That's my pet peeve.
I think that's actually multiplying a negative there, Ross. I think you actually end up with more maths if you cut out the maths and have less maths.
And you couldn't have been that bad at maths, because you were in set 5 and you said yourself that you knew that was the lowest. So Very
good. He can at least count to 5. How would you create your perfect gaming den?
It's a castle.
I knew you were going to go castle. I knew it. Go on, carry on.
Because you ride up to the castle and the drawbridge gets lowered. Okay. And torches adorn the walls. And in the main banquet hall, there is ye great table, however customized. We're not medieval chairs, okay? We're talking big lazy boys, like huge, right? And then different seating options, okay? So when people are chilling out and they're sort of getting part of the game, right? Everyone's still taking part. There's a general sort of like big couch thing / beanbag. However, there's also a separate seat where you're closer to the table. If you want, when you get spotlighted for whatever reason, you can take that seat close to the table, your own hot seat, to get close to the table to get your own spotlight. Right? So there's different seating options for different focus points of the game, right? At the start, before anyone does any dice or anything like that, that banquet table is clear for a colossal feast, like an ultimate feast. Yeah.
You love D&D and eating, don't you? You always.
Yes.
Yeah.
You come to my house and roll dice, I will put food in your mouth. That's how it works. But yes, no budget gaming den, right? Castle with food and and seating options and lighting. I would go with natural lighting, which is a pain to see, paper and stuff like that, and dice rolls. But I just put an excess. But we've all guys, we've all been. You've played at my house where I tried to light the table with candles before. It was dangerous. It was basically dangerous. It doesn't work. So ideally, just get rid of that all by having a massive. I'm talking huge, hundreds of candles on a chandelier above our heads, just precariously there,
dripping wax all on us.
Yes, authenticity. Then your sheets get protected, and you have to roll deck saves all the time. At some point, a jester comes in. It'll be one of our friends. I'll have paid them for a gig.
My RPG would be The Story of My Life, played out in RPGs.
Yes.
So you have to sit there as however old I was in set 5 of maths, and then you have to work out really complicated maths things.
And then you go to Primark and you have to fight your way through the dungeon of Primark.
And then your friends message you, ask you to come out for a birthday, and then it turns out you've got to go back to the start of the board.
Oh, yes, the Great Quest of Disappointment. Yeah, that's a good one. You go
all
the way there.
I'd back that. Yeah, can you put that on Kickstarter? Can I get a stretch goal for that?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm doing
it. I want it to be a journaling game, like 1,000-Year-Old Vampire. That's the kind of game I want to just sit there writing out my journal of my life as Ross.
Well, it's generally, and I want a mini. I want minis of every stage of Ross's life. Minis of Ross.
White T-shirt Ross.
You just put them in a line, and it would be like that famous picture of sort of the monkey to man. It would just be sort of the different stages of Ross gradually. It'd be terrific. I would back that.
Thanks, mate.
I had 3 dinners, Ross. There's just different various Rosses, like, you know. Ross, would that be quite unsettling? Because what if you opened that up to a bunch of players and they ended up playing your life better than you have?
Yeah.
Well, it's like
and it ends with me just going into a closet and crying. That's the end of the game.
My God, he's taking him off map.
Oh my God.
Why are we here? What's life all about? Is God really real? Or is there some doubt? Well, tonight we're going to sort it all out. Where some say the meaning of life. Ross, the RPG, coming soon.
Oh, yep, baby.
Spell crit, double damage.
Yep.
And the effect of olfactory overload. The target loses all sense of smell and any scent ability until healed.
Wow, great.
Suddenly it loses its sense of smell. It loses its sense of taste.
Got COVID.
It's
got COVID.
Quickly runs off to get a self-check.
He has to self-isolate now.
Well, I'm not going to lie. It was a max damage. Yeah, mate, take that in the eye. Just at the end as well, I'd like to the rapier to do a Zorro and cut Bubba into the sides.
Not just like a B, like write the entire. Do you want to write Von Hoops as well? Or how many actions do you want to
Bubba Von Hoops, the Danger Club.
You immediately get a text from NHS Track and Trace because you're the last known contact of this guy.
Oh, God.